Greetings, travelers. Welcome to my tavern. Have a seat. You look weary after what must have been a long quest, but I pray ye find some respite here. Please, allow me to pour you a drink, and you can tell me all the tales of your grand adventure. Seem like a fair trade? Good. I'm glad. Now then, allow us to start our journey through the Dungeonmeister's Guide. Alright, that's enough of that bit. D&D! I love it. You love it, hopefully. If you don't, who cares? Go play it. It's really fun. You will probably like it. I love D&D. I've already said that, but I'm going to say it again because I really, really do enjoy playing it. And I will take any excuse I can to talk about it. Now, I will admit, I do think of this video as the first in a, at the very least, 3-part series, because Dungeons & Dragons is releasing their own official cocktail book, eventually, that I would really, really like to get my hands on. But I also discovered that their official recipe book happens to have some cocktails in it. And so I thought that'd be fun to get my hands on too and try and make the drinks that are in that. But what came first was a little book I found called Dungeonmeister, a Drink Master's Guide. An unofficial tabletop RPG, very clearly D&D inspired cocktail recipe book. And I have had this for like at least a year, but I have not actually made anything in it, mainly because I only started making drinks like, what is it, May? 6 months ago is when I started. Also, I'm going to be drinking a Diet Coke. You're just going to have to ignore that. And yet somehow, even in those 6 months, I still haven't bothered trying to make something from here. But I want to change that. I want to change that, and I think it would be fun to do for the channel. But there are 2 other reasons I wanted to do this. One, if I'm going to be doing weekly videos, I need some break weeks. I need some weeks where I don't have to think as hard. And the other part is, I have way too much liquor in my cabinet that is just sitting there because I bought it for like 1 drink in a video and then haven't touched it since. So using recipes that will force me to use what I have felt like a good idea, because if I keep making up my own drinks, I'm gonna keep finding excuses to buy things that I don't have and leaving all of that in there. Yeah, this is just my excuse to get rid of some of the shit I have. It's still gonna be fun. I mean, I'm not being that lazy, right? I think this book is actually really pretty neat. Jeff Aldrich and John Taylor, you did a great job with this. A lot of the drinks seem really fun. They've got cool art for a lot of them that I like. But you can also tell very much that this is not official. There's a lot of things in here that are D&D themed. A Barbarian Rage is one of the drinks that looks like an absolute nightmare because it's just like one of every liquor and liqueur you can think of topped with an energy drink. But then there's stuff that is much more generic fantasy, holy water, necromancer. This doesn't fit what I was about to say, but Coors Light Wounds is a fantastic name for a drink. That's really funny, actually. Black mana, green mana, there's blue mana, red mana, it's white mana, which isn't really a D&D thing, that's more of a generic fantasy theme. I guess I should start by saying, should you get this book? Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's got some neat recipes in here. There are quite a few that are just kind of like generic cocktail that you change one thing for. Like one of these is the Kobold Fashion, and it's just an old fashioned with rye whiskey and a lime twist and a cherry instead of an orange twist and a cherry. So that's not too exciting. Is it good for beginners? Yes and no. I would say this is made for someone who is intermediate and wants to go further. Exactly where I am in my cocktail making career. The opening of the book has stuff like explaining the main 5 spirits, or a lot of the essential on-hand mixers and how to make them. You got simple syrup, honey syrup, sweet and sour mix. At the same time as all of that introductory stuff, they also have like some complicated ideas in here, or some cocktails that want you to like get a bunch of seedless watermelon and 5 different types of berries, and then you're gonna mix them all together and boil them down to make a sauce, or, you know, there's just some stuff in here that is shockingly really involved, and I don't think the average person would really want to bother doing. It's really made for people who already know how to make a couple cocktails and want to try something fun and different, or need that spark of inspiration for take the cocktails you know and just change 1 or 2 things, and now it's something cool and different. Or if you are comfortable with all of those, try this much more involved thing where you need to make your own cinnamon cider or wild berry coolest or whatever it was in here. It's a cool book, and thus I'm going to say that no matter how far this series goes, I'm not going to make everything in here. I won't even make close to everything in here because I think you should buy it. I don't want to steal all of their recipes and put them out there for free. I think that's scummy. I want to show you 1 or 2 to inspire you to go get this if you want it. That is the plan here. That is the idea, and that is what we're gonna do. Now then, roll for initiative, and let's get into the drinks. I am going to make terrible D&D jokes the whole time, and you cannot stop me. Now then, I suppose it's time to open the tome and see what awaits us. And by that I mean, I really wanted to do this drink. I know I said the point was to not buy anything new for this video, but I did buy some dark rum for this video. I know I'll use this again, so it's fine, right? It's fine if I did that. I just really wanted to make this drink. It is called Release the Kraken. And it looked really tasty and fun, and I really wanted to do it, okay? Can you let me have 1 thing? It's all I ask. To be fair, it was like 20 bucks for a bottle of rum. I don't feel that bad about it. But we're gonna need some things. Hold on. Fun part about this drink is we're not gonna shake it. We're gonna blend it. I once again had to borrow this blender from my aunt and uncle because I refused to buy new pieces of technology for my kitchen because of this dumb piece of garbage. It sits there as a reminder. They're actually out of town, so they don't know that I borrowed it, but I doubt they'd care. My power went off for 28 hours, so the ice all melted a little bit and has refrozen back together. It says 1 cup of ice. I assume that means a cup and not like a cup. So don't put that back in the freezer. That's not where that goes. Next up, we're going to need 2 ounces of freshly bought dark rum. It doesn't have to be freshly bought. I'm just reminding you that I am stupid and forgot the premise of my own video. Wow, what does this taste like? Okay, I'm not opposed to that. I see what they mean by rum funk now, though. That's funky. That's a funky monkey right there. 2 ounces of dark rum into our blender. How did it get all the way over there? Thankfully, it's not on the actual book pages, but it somehow got very close. Let's keep the book further away, I guess. Let's just put it on the opposite side of the counter. 1.5 ounces of blue curacao, which is now all over my hand. 2 ounces of orange juice, a little sip for me. It's good orange juice. And then 6 ounces of pineapple juice, exactly the size of this can. And that's it. And now we pulse for approximately 15 to 20 seconds. Do I have to push something? Yes. Let's not make the mistake we made in the Hollow Stars video. It says to use a cooler glass, but I've got a cooler glass than that. Oh, I'm so funny. So let's pour that into our glass. The glass was not tall enough. Maybe I should have listened to them. But as you can see, that's only the ocean. We still need the Kraken. So we're gonna add in some gummy worms. So it does just say gummy worms, but the picture clearly shows sour gummy worms. And I can tell because I know my gummy worms. And the description does say sour tentacles, so I assume they do actually mean sour gummy worms. Do some of this. Oh, and that's just in there now. Get some other colors going. Really get this one aesthetic, you know? I'm putting in a lot of gummy worms. This is getting kind of crazy. Now we have officially released the Kraken. I'm actually very excited to taste this. I feel like I need a straw. We'll see how he tastes. Wow, that's actually super pleasant. I mean, I figured it'd be good because it's in a recipe book. It's kind of just the pineapple juice. No, I'm lying. There's a little bit of that rum funk in there that's giving it that bass note. The Kraken's dancing down there, and he's dancing to the rum funk. For 2 ounces of orange juice and 1.5 ounces of blue curacao, I feel like I'm tasting shockingly little orange. Like, I keep thinking it's orange, but then I'm going, no, I'm just tasting pineapple and trying to tell myself it's orange. Let's have a gummy worm. Shocker, that's a good gummy worm. Let's try and get one of the ones down here. The drink has made it much tougher. Shocker, wet gummy worms are hard to eat. I mean, it tastes fine. Was the blending worth it? I don't know. It's not like it's a frozen drink after blending it. It's just really frothy. It's colder than maybe if you shook it, but I think you could get much the same effect with just shaking it. I guess that is a lot of liquid to put into a shaker. That's probably actually why they tell you to blend it. Just the pineapple and the orange juice. That's 8 ounces right there. So yeah, I guess you should blend it in that regard. That's a really nice drink. It is fruity and sweet without being crazy sweet. Shocking, because, you know, there's gummy worms in it. It's kind of like a tiki drink. I mean, dark rum, fruit juices, blue curacao. It just has that tiki drink sweetness to it that I think a lot of people would really like. You could easily serve this to, I'd say, most people, and they'd probably very much enjoy this. It's very accessible, it's very pleasant. This is a summer tropical drink for sure. Oh, I forgot how hard that is to chew. Maybe don't let so many gummy worms go in there. But having this on your boat, praying that its namesake doesn't come after you, would be a wonderful way to spend a summery vacation out on the ocean. I mean, I'm drinking it and I am in like Hawaii or the Florida Keys, sitting in a tiki bar by the ocean, watching the waves come in and out, hearing some probably Jimmy Buffett playing, and I'm enjoying it. I'm about to have one of the most mediocre burgers of my life come to the table that was priced way too high. This drink was probably $20 to begin with, but I'm enjoying myself because I'm on vacation. I'm on vacation when I drink this, and honestly, I need one, so, and this is the closest I'm gonna get. I'm doing the Captain Morgan pose. I didn't even realize that. I'm just doing that instinctively. This isn't Captain Morgan, but drum. Release the Kraken. That's a huge win in my book. I mean, I'm not shocked. I marked it because I really wanted to make it. I thought it would be really good, and I was right. I forget every time. Should you release the Kraken? Absolutely. This one's a keeper. This is a recipe you should absolutely do. I would like to reiterate, please buy this book if you are at all interested or enjoyed this video. I don't just want to steal from these guys. I want to highlight this. That is the point. And try it for myself. And sadly, content is the only way to get me to do anything. I'm drinking that way too fast. That is going way too fast into my body. And it is so sweet, it will probably give me a headache. But, alas, I'm very happy with it. How does it keep getting all over my counter? It is very sweet. Do not forget that. And if you don't love sweet tiki style drinks, you're probably not going to like it. But I do. And I think most people will. So, go ahead and release the Kraken. Oh, I didn't make any D&D jokes during that. I'm making a Constitution save. There you go, that's your joke. Alright, next segment. Hey, I'm actually filming the mid-roll bit in the middle. Please, if you're enjoying, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things. If you'd like and can, please become a member. You get early access to videos, extra videos and stuff. I just uploaded a video for members today, as of the day of recording, not the day that this video goes up. I would super appreciate it, and I try to make it well worth your time and money. But even if you can't, liking, commenting, subscribing, doing all of that stuff is very much appreciated, but especially sharing. Send it to every D&D lover in your life. And once again, a huge shout out to Dungeonmeister. Please go check out this book if you are at all interested. I don't even think it's that expensive. It's $17. This is $17. Just go buy it. It's cool. It's got great recipes in it. Clearly, if you are starting or are intermediate or even advanced, I think you would enjoy this. Or you can get it for the D&D lover in your life and they'll have a fun time with it. Thank you so much again for watching. Please enjoy the rest of this video. I don't know how it's gonna go because clearly I'm filming it in the middle. So, damn, that's good. So I'll be honest, I don't know which one I want to make next. I've marked a lot of things in here that could make with a few minor adjustments or things like, yeah, I could make the Kobold Old Fashioned, but do I really count that as something interesting? I really want to make this one, but I don't have chocolate ice cream, so that's gonna have to wait. If you want to see me make more of these, by the way, let me know. Like I said, I won't do all of them. I think you should buy the book. But I feel like, ethically, I could get away with 2 more videos from this book. So like 4 more drinks after this one. I feel like that's fine, right? You know what, let's go with this one. This one I can make, and I'm worried about it. I'm a little concerned as to how this one might taste, so I think it's a fun direction to go in. I don't have the required LED flashing ice cubes, so can't do that part, but the rest of the drink we can do. This is Faerie Fire. This one doesn't have an exciting picture, so I don't even know what it's even supposed to look like at all. But we're gonna find out when we make it. And I like that kind of excitement. So here's why this drink concerns me. We're starting with 2 ounces of blue curacao. I hope there's 2 ounces left in here, first of all. Oh, I need ice, by the way. So we're gonna start with 2 ounces of the blue curacao. Whoa! I overestimated how much I had left in the bottle. Now it's all over my counter. But hey, what's new? We gotta clean that up kind of quick, because this stains very easily. Now that there's a bunch of blue curacao in there, we gotta cut it down with something. And this says gin. I only have Hendrick's gin right now, that or the Butterfly Pea Blossom gin, but I've used enough of that in videos. This book does have a recipe that specifically requires Hendrick's, so I don't know if that means that this should be a different kind of gin, but I doubt it really matters that much. Yeah, Hendrick's does taste a bit different than other gins, but whatever at this point, man. That last drink was a little stronger than I thought it was going to be, and the AC's off, so I'm getting a little warm. I just want to drink the Hendrick's gin at this point. So 1.5 ounces of gin. Every step I get more confused as to where they're going with this, because up next is sweet vermouth. Gin and sweet vermouth, sure. Gin and blue curacao, I guess. Blue curacao and sweet vermouth? Now I'm a little confused, but hey, we're here to do what the book says. So that's 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. And now we've gone from 2 to 1.5 to 1 to half an ounce of orange juice? I mean, I guess if the blue curacao wasn't orangey enough, at this point, why not? So we'll add half an ounce of orange juice. And now we shake. And this time they really did call for the hurricane glass, so, and you're supposed to have the LED ice cubes in there, but I don't have any. So we're just gonna pour that in. Maybe that would look more full if I had the LED ice cubes. Alright. And we garnish with a bit of orange. And there you have your Faerie Fire. Or at least taste-wise. Aesthetically, we're obviously missing something, but hey. That one ain't for me. I was right to be concerned. Some people are gonna really like that. Some people ain't me. It's not bad. It's not bad. Let me make that clear. It is good. It's just, I was shocked at how much that tasted like sweet vermouth. I thought with the orange juice and the blue curacao that was all you were gonna get, but somehow it just ends up tasting like, actually, yeah, that makes sense. It's like a martini with sweet vermouth. Vaguely like the bijou. Because a martini has orange bitters in it. We've just got a lot of orange. it's just weird that that's not counteracting the sweet vermouth nearly as much as I thought it would. Yeah, that's all I can taste. I mean, I get a bit of gin, but it is overwhelmingly the flavor of sweet vermouth. If you try and play with it in your mouth a little bit, which is a weird thing to say, but you probably know what I mean. You can maybe taste some orange in there. What if I do this? That helped a little bit. There is so much blue curacao in my mustache, apparently. Wow. It's an orangey bijou. You've replaced chartreuse with blue curacao and added some orange juice instead of maybe some orange bitters. And that made it a lot sweeter. That one, the Faerie Fire, in this orange essence blue beverage. I'm gonna have to disagree there. Maybe it's my palate, but again, all I'm getting is sweet vermouth. If you were to make this one, I would say cut the sweet vermouth back a little bit. Maybe cut the sweet vermouth to ½ an ounce and the orange juice to 1 ounce. And that might get you to an actually orange flavored drink. As I go, I keep thinking I'm getting closer to an orange flavor, but then the finish just wraps it all back up in sweet vermouth. I mean, that's a martini. A sweet vermouth martini, but a martini nonetheless. A bijou is what I keep saying. Go check out that video where I made a take on the bijou. Faerie Fire is supposed to give you advantage because it lights up the enemies, but here the only thing that's lit up is that sweet vermouth. Unfortunately, I rolled with disadvantage and I got a miss. Do not let that turn you off of the book. The Kraken was fantastic. It was a really cool, sweet, tiki-esque drink with pineapple juice at the front and a rum funk having fun in the back. It was a fun color. The gummy worms were a nice added treat. That one was sick. I loved it. And I bet a lot of the other things in here are good. And it's not that this one is bad. It is just not my drink. And that's unfortunately how making drinks goes. Just like how there are many races and classes in D&D, everybody has a unique flavor that they prefer. Somebody out there definitely will like this. They like a bijou. If they like sweet vermouth, they're gonna love this. Unfortunately, to me, it's just a sweeter, tall drink of sweet vermouth. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please go pick up Dungeonmeister if you enjoyed this video and are at all interested. I think you will very much enjoy it. There are lots and lots of recipes in here that I did not touch, and I will not. I'm not going to show you this book ever, no matter who asks or how many times. You should go buy this book. I think it's good. I think it's got some really fun stuff in it. I think it is well worth your time and your money, especially for $17. As much as I love D&D, you know they're going to sell you that cocktail book for $30 to $50, and it will probably have as many recipes as are in here. It'll have pretty pictures and cool art, sure. It'll have fun official names, but for 17 bucks, this is a good deal. This has some cool stuff in it. Whether you're just starting, you need some new inspiration, or you want to try some interesting challenges, they're all ranked by complexity, so you know how hard it's going to be before you even get into it. I think my only complaint is that there are a few too many that I felt were like, this is a normal recipe and you changed one ingredient. And they're still interesting changes. That's honestly what a lot of bars do for signature cocktails. You know, they'll just take an established recipe that they know people like and change one or two things to convince people to get it. And that's not a bad thing, because if you are just starting or you are trying to get inspiration as to thinking about what you could change in a drink, like I do on this channel all the time. And yeah, I'm also guilty of that. A lot of these videos are just, here's a standard recipe, but I changed one or two things. It's just that when you buy a recipe book, you'd hope for a little bit more. And there is more in here. That is for sure. There are a lot of things that are heavily involved, that are very cool. But when you're in the complexity 1 and even like 2 recipes, it is a lot of that cold old-fashioned thing where it's like, that's just an old-fashioned that you put a lime in. Or something I'm guilty of on this channel, that's just an espresso martini that you put creme de cacao in. If you know a lot about cocktails, is this worth it? Maybe not. There is some cool, complicated stuff in here that will challenge you, that does require a lot of ingredients and takes a lot of time and requires you to make your own stuff that I think is pretty cool. But at the same time, at that point, you probably don't need that inspiration. If you are beginner or intermediate and like D&D and want drinks that are themed for that to make for your friends at your party, this is a good resource to have. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more like this, please let me know. Like I said, I have the idea to buy that D&D recipe book, and if you want me to, I will. I will go buy it and I will make those drinks, and it will be fun. If you want to see D&D related stuff on this channel, trust me, I'm more than happy to talk about D&D. And if you like this more relaxed style of video where I'm not yapping on about the drinks that I've invented and why I chose the liquors that I did and how it fits the theming of it, let me know. There's lots of ideas out there. There's lots of random themed recipe books out there. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and do all of the YouTube things. And if you enjoyed, please share this with your entire D&D party and your DM, everyone you know who likes D&D or tabletop RPGs. Can you tell it is so hot in this house? And I've had a fair amount to drink. And my mustache is dripping blue curacao. Alright, I'm off to make some death saving throws. Good night.